Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? My name is Blitzwinger, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to a brand new character showcase video for, of course, LEGO Marvel Avengers. As promised yesterday, well, today as promised yesterday, that kind of makes sense, I guess. Nonetheless, as I promised you guys yesterday, today we're going to be taking a look at two characters at once, which is going to be Steve Rogers right here, looking very, very, very cool, and Agent 13, both of whom are, of course, wearing their attires from Civil War, because these are characters that are part of the Civil War DLC pack. So we have Agent 13 right there, and there's Captain America, or Steve Rogers, in his Civil War attire. So it's kind of interesting because it does confirm to us that he's probably not going to be wearing any type of helmet or anything like that on top of his head in Civil War, because as you can see right here, this is based on what he looks like in Civil War, and he's not wearing anything on his head. So I assume that that is certainly the case. Now, for those of you that are like, hey, wait a minute, but you haven't taken a look at some of the other characters, don't worry. We'll take a look at this fella next, and then after that, we still have to take a look at the Winter Soldier himself and Scarlet Witch. So do not be concerned. We'll look at those in due time. Now, let's begin with the Agent 13. She looks pretty awesome. I think they did a really, really good job of making the female characters look that much better this time around. I'm not really sure what it is that they did in terms of whether it be making the hair look more like appropriate or whatever it is, or making the faces look better, but I think they just look better this time around than they did in the Marvel Superheroes game. Again, just my personal opinion. Now, of course, in terms of weapons and such, she doesn't have any superpowers per se, so because of that, she is obviously limited to her handgun right here. But not only does she have a handgun, she does actually have a grenade as well, so you can actually get rid of silver Lego objects utilizing this character as well. So that's pretty cool and very, very, very neat, so that she actually has a little bit more of abilities in the game. So I definitely do like that quite a bit. It is kind of interesting also that they didn't use just a stud piece for the grenades, but they typically use the piece that is, from what I know at least in Lego, is oftentimes utilized for like almost flower pieces or plants, and they ended up turning that into the black color and then utilize that for a grenade, which is very, very smart, and as you can see, it works quite well overall. Now, as far as the print work, by the way, on the chest of the character, I think they did a decent job overall in the print department. I just wonder if the legs could have been color matched a little bit better, because I don't know why it feels like that blue is, maybe that's jeans or something, but it just seems a little bit out of place, especially because the top and everything is so kind of like, you know, super secret agent black and everything, but then the pants are just like jeans, so I'm not sure if that fits very well, but that might be just because of, hey, that's how she looks in the film, so we try to make her accurate. So I'm guessing that that is more a case of the design in the film not being something that I particularly care for, more so than this design being poor. She does have a slam down attack as well, where she can jump up and punch the ground, and she does have a targeted attack as well, so you can use the pistol in more accurate manners to take out a whole bunch of goons and targets that way. Now here we have Mr. Captain America, or Steve Rogers. I really love the print work on the chest and on the back. I think they did a great job of making the costume look very, very, very appropriate and accurate, but at the same time look cool. I like all the buckles that have been added to the outfit now. Kind of gives it that extra cool look, especially because I personally wasn't a huge fan of Captain America's outfit in Avengers. I was a huge fan of the outfit in the Winter Soldier. I thought that was really cool. I like the darker blue and everything. And I like that this is almost like a nice little crossover between the two, so that if you like the more comic booky and simpler outfit, this definitely has a lot more of those components. Like the blue is much brighter this time around, and you'll notice that he's clearly this time around also still has some of those components from the Winter Soldier, where he has a lot more buckles and it kind of looks more like a special agent suit than a costume. And I think that that's a really, really great idea, because it kind of strikes a nice balance between the two looks. Now, on top of that, you notice his idle animation, which is fantastic. I love it. I think it's so cool, him pulling out the tape and everything and just reminiscing of old times with the VHS tape. But additionally to that, of course, you'll notice that he has a new hairpiece, which is looking very, very cool and different. The one thing I will say that I kind of wish they would have added to Captain America as a whole, and maybe some of the other Captain Americas can do this, so we'll find out once we actually look at those characters, but the one thing I would have loved to see is him being able to hold the shield on his back. So typically, like you see a lot of the other characters, like for example, even with Agent 13 here, she can holster her gun, so she can actually run around without it, and she doesn't necessarily have to have it on. Now, of course, if I start using it, then she will run with the blaster in hand. So I like that they give you that option. I kind of wish that we would have had the same option with Steve Rogers, especially because, for example, when we do his slam down attack, which by the way is awesome, because he does this like ground pound attack, but he puts the shield on his back and he does like a front flip as well. I wish that we could have him like that, because look how cool he looks when he's got the shield on his back. Like, that just looks cool from a animation standpoint, and just the way that the character looks, in my opinion, looks quite neat. So I would love to see that being added as a feature to Captain America. Keep in mind, again, maybe it is a feature that is present on the other Captain Americas that we have available to us, so there is a chance that it's still in there, and I just didn't notice it on this particular character. So keep that in mind. There is a possibility that it is there. It's just that I didn't, or it's just that this Civil War outfit didn't get that particular feature added to it. That's certainly a possibility, and I think that there's a very good chance that that is the case. Bam. Okay, so this was something that I really wanted to test out, because I was very intrigued to see two things. A, does he put the shield on his back when he goes into the parachute mode? And B, does the parachute have a Captain America logo on it or not? It does not, unfortunately, so it seems like it's a pretty uniform design for the parachutes. But again, I personally think it's a tiny little detail, and I wish they would have added it and made the parachute look more appropriate for Cap. Now, we do have a couple of more things to discuss for Captain America in his Civil War outfit as well. So, for example, he has the shield attack, which you can either tap very quickly to go into shield mode like that, so you'll be protecting yourself from oncoming fire, or you can quickly kind of like deflect right there an oncoming rocket or something, which is pretty cool and very, very handy. Now, Cap also does have the ability to throw the shield, so if we find a target, I wonder, can we throw it at Agent 13? We cannot. I think we need to get a red power brick for that, actually. By the way, in the meantime, while we're finding something to throw the shield at, we can double jump, which is really sweet for acrobatics. As far as Agent 13 goes, she doesn't have the double jump, but she does have a high jump, so it's a pretty nice little balance between the two there. And then to showcase the shield, bam, there it goes. Bada bing, bada boom. You saw us utilize the Captain America shield a lot during the main walkthrough, because it's very, very awesome in order to clear out a whole bunch of minions very quickly in one shot. It's super duper effective at that, so you definitely want to apply it in those situations. So with that in mind, ladies and gents, there you have it. That is Agent 13 and Captain America in his Civil War outfit specifically. Do not be concerned if you're like, hey, but I want to see the other Captain Americas. Yes, we will take a look at these ones as well in due time. By the way, check that out. You see, he does have a different hairpiece. So if you were wondering, hey, maybe it's the exact same one as before. No, it's not, because you'll notice right here that the no helmeted looks actually use a different hairpiece, which is awesome, because I love when they upgrade even those tiny little details. Because to me, when you have a roster this huge of 200 characters plus, once all the DLC and everything is included, you're talking about such tiny little details between the characters that would differentiate them. So to me, I always look to those details and try to spot them out so that we could point them out and say, hey, this is what makes this character different to the other 3 versions that are available of him in the game. So with that in mind, there you guys have it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's character showcase video. Let me know whom you would like to see tomorrow. Is it the Falcon? Is it the Winter Soldier himself? Or maybe the Scarlet Witch? Looking forward to hearing from all of you lovely folks. But of course, as always, do not forget to have an absolutely fantastic day. I'll catch all of you lovely folks next time. Peace out. See you later, alligators. Bye-bye, everyone.